Hello, fans. I'm here once again with Matt Pentz, the beat writer for the Seattle Times. And Matt, welcome back. We spoke the last time after right before the season ended for the Sounders. And I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts? What happened in the offseason, and what do you anticipate for this upcoming season?
Kind of a slow offseason, to be honest. Obviously, it started with a bang, a lot of veterans sort of heading out the door, and that was sort of significant. But until the Jordan Morris signing, it was honestly kind of a slow deal, not a lot of turnover. They'd kind of made that clear going in that the starting lineup was probably set, get a little younger around the edges, which I think that they've done, and will actually still continue to shake itself out here in training camp. So I don't necessarily expect any kind of other big signings, as much as it might just be adding depth and seeing who kind of stands out during training camp here.
What about some of the departures like Papa and Pineda, etc.? Any thoughts of any of those players you thought maybe should have stuck around?
I think that they were probably all necessary moves, especially given Papa's significantly increased contract. It sounded like they weren't going to be able to keep him around under anything very significant against the cap, and they just have too many pieces right now to make that work. I think that there will be guys that are missed. Pineda was a good sort of depth veteran guy. I think that they actually will miss Lamar Nagel a little bit more than people might think, just because he was a guy that you could plug in. He worked hard. You knew what you were going to get from him, and he might not have been the most spectacular player, but I think that he was an important piece in terms of the depth. So I think that all the moves are probably necessary, but certainly their absences will be felt.
Your thoughts, is it getting too crowded up front with Morris and Valdez and Dempsey, et cetera, and Martins?
I think that Ziggy Schmidt's line was you can never have enough good players, which is true, but they are very top-heavy, and I think that they're going to find a way to sort of work them all in the rotation. Being able to rotate guys is going to be important. Obviously, there's a lot of mileage on Dempsey and Martins and even Valdez. I think that having another guy, some young blood, is going to help, but that also, there's still questions everywhere else on the field. They're very spectacular up front, but the midfield's still pretty open. Defense was good last year, but it's also getting older, so I think that it's definitely improving the attack, but now where do they go from there?
Do you think the Sounders will make any moves between now and the beginning of the season?
Again, I don't think it'll be for any kind of potential starter. They brought in Jovan Jones, so I think that could be an underrated deal. If he comes in and plays as well as he did at times for Chicago last year, I think he kind of slots in right away. Otherwise, it's pretty settled. I don't necessarily know what happens with O'Neal Fisher. Maybe he pushes Mears it right back depending on how things shake out, but I don't think that they'll add another potential starter, but still things have to shake out here.